Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Thomas, and I discuss my near-death experience, the things I learned, and the things I think you should know. So today I was guided to discuss my personal experience with angels during my near-death experience and what I've come to realize about angels since. So the first point I would like to share is that angels are absolutely real. There's a reason that they've been passed down in our history since the beginning of time. They take human form, and the word angel means messenger, and angels are messengers of God. During my near-death experience, and this is something I've just realized in the last couple days, in my other video, I talk about her being God, but I mistook Archangel Gabriel as God, but her role was as official messenger of God, and that is the role she plays. She was a middle-aged woman with beautiful red hair, and she told me, "Thomas, you can do no wrong," which is a message that has taken me a lot of time to figure out what she meant, but one I think I really needed to hear. What's interesting is that Archangel Gabriel is often portrayed as a middle-aged woman with red hair in movies and pop culture. So if you haven't watched my other videos, I was in adrenal crisis and ended up in the emergency department where I worked. I was out of my mind because my brain was shutting down, and I ended up being restrained to a gurney. It was a very traumatic situation for me. I remember trying to think of things that made me happy to keep me here because I knew I was dying and couldn't express that to my coworkers. So they left me alone in the psych room, and eventually I got too tired to even lift my head and couldn't call for help anymore. That's when a dark mud-like material started filling my vision from the periphery. I remember hanging on to a pinpoint of light in the center of my vision. Just as the darkness filled that last point of light, three angels came riding in from a crack in reality, is the best way I can put it. They came riding in from a minute point of rainbow light on my right side, and they came in riding clouds on a gold chariot, getting bigger and bigger as they rode the chariot around to the foot of my gurney. And suddenly they were life-size at my feet. It was a beautiful young woman with an olive complexion and long curly black hair, and she had a brilliant white gown that was flowing as if moved by some unseen current of water, and was shimmering all the colors of the rainbow. There was also a young man that looked to be of Hispanic descent and was wearing a white jumpsuit, kind of like an Adidas sports suit, and he had short black kind of spiky hair. And then there was an older man, maybe mid-60s, with short curly hair and a leathery face with deep wrinkles, and he had a scowl on his face and he didn't look like he was happy to be there. And I'm not sure why, but maybe because of the way I was behaving. But again, my brain was shutting down and I didn't have access to my prefrontal cortex where your manners are. So only the young woman communicated with me, but no words were spoken. It was as if she knew, or it was as if I knew what she was saying and she knew what I was saying. And it was as if she was communicating using telepathic means. That's the only way I can describe it. But she was trying to get me to come with them, but I didn't want to go because I wasn't ready to die. She eventually convinced me that I could come back, and so I finally agreed to go with them. And the next thing I knew, I was out of my body, and I was hovering over the earth, and that was when my journey to heaven began. So this showed me that we each have 2 to 3 guardian angels, and they show up when we die in order to shepherd us to heaven, taking us across the universe and showing us things we need to know along the way, such as how the universe works. For me, the young woman turned out to be my true partner, and I saw that we had a relationship before I came here to Earth. So she's my spiritual wife and the other half of my soul. Some people would call it a twin flame. Her name is Sarah, which means princess in Hebrew, which is a very fitting name for someone so beautiful and so wise. So that brings me to my next point. Angels have lived lives here on earth before becoming our guardians. And each angel has a unique personality. Sarah, for example, has a great sense of humor, which can kind of be twisted at times, but I love it. Each of our guardian angels has a name, and you may not even know them or be related to them before you come here on earth, where you experience a sort of spiritual amnesia. You may have had a life with your guardian angel before you came here to Earth. They may have even been a relative of yours here on Earth before they passed on. For me, Sarah was my lover and wife before I came here. So I fell in love with her all over again, and I believe that is one of the reasons why I came here to Earth, was to fall in love with her all over again and for her to show me the true meaning of unconditional love. This was another realization that I made, that angels feel human emotions and feel what we feel. So if you're happy, your angels are happy. If you're sad, your angels are sad. And although they feel emotions so much stronger than we do, as emotions are 1,000 times stronger than anything we feel here on Earth. That's the best way I can describe it, but there's really no words for what you feel on the other side. And though angels feel what we feel, they are able to see the big picture. And this allows them to maintain control as our guardians and messengers of God. And angels do not infringe upon free will. They remain in the wings waiting for us to ask for their help before acting. This is unless there is some great danger to our health or God asks them to act on our behalf. So angels are serving God by serving you. Once you are aware that angels surround you at all times and pray to them to act on your behalf, they communicate through signs and synchronicities. And since my near-death experience, I've had strange things happen that I now know is just Sarah performing miracles or some sort of magic to let me know that she is with me. For example, one night after I'd just gotten out of the hospital, I wasn't feeling well, and I was having night sweats really bad. I peeled off my shirt and took off the beanie I was wearing and threw them on the bed. And I went in to take a shower, and when I got out, the teddy bear I'd been given by a nurse while I was in the hospital was sitting on the shirt that had been neatly folded and was wearing the beanie. So I just took this as a profound sign from Sarah that she was with me and that everything would be okay. And this is just one example of strange things happening after my near-death experience. So during my near-death experience, Sarah never left me the whole time, except when I met with Jesus. And I begged her to come in the room where I was to meet with Jesus, but she said it had to be in private and she couldn't come, but she'd be waiting for me. And she had taken me on a journey across the solar system and across the universe, even showing me her home and native dress. And the decision to come back was one I made with her. And we spent time together at her heavenly home before I came back, where I studied her face so I wouldn't forget. Since my near-death experience, I've had to overcome missing her, and even though she is not in form, we are able to meet up in etheric places during deep meditation, and she communicates with me through magical, miraculous signs and synchronicities. She speaks to me through synchronistic poems, songs, and angel numbers, and through messages that I channel. And I try to every day write her a letter or a poem and pray to her, letting her know that I'm thinking of her. So I often dream of Sarah. In my dreams, she is a young woman going about her life, having fun, and spending time with her friends. In my dreams, we go shopping, visit malls, eat at restaurants, and have fun together. And I should point out that these are vivid dreams and they are very real, almost more real than this reality, kind of like my near death experience. So in my dreams, she is very human and doesn't come to me as an angel, although she is incredibly smart, witty, and a beautiful young woman. It just brings a smile to my face to think about her. So that brings me to my final point. Angels are aware of our thoughts and prayers and are always with us. And once you are aware of their presence in your life and ask them to act on your behalf, they make themselves known in sometimes big ways that can boggle the mind and really seem miraculous. So I could go on about Sarah and angels all day, but I'll stop here. So thank you for watching and for the gift of you. I appreciate all the nice comments, likes, and for my subscribers. So you are the reason why I chose to postpone my reunion with Sarah and come back here to share what I saw. So I hope you have a joyful day. Much love and peace. Namaste.